Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to explain to you what Nyepi Day is. So Nyepi Day is a Balinese holiday that falls around this time of March. So it lasts around 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. So it's a total day of silence. So there's like no electricity, no internet, no noise at all. But I think for us, since we are foreigners, we are allowed to be at our hotel and just around the areas, but we can't go out on the streets. But before Nyepi Day, there's actually a huge celebration called the Ogo Ogo Parade, where these people, the local people, actually make these paper mache like monsters that are like, man, really tall, 20 feet tall, or I mean a lot bigger. So they parade them around the streets, usually the day before Nyepi or the night before Nyepi. There's so much noise, and there's just a lot of people watching it. Actually, the idea is to attract all the bad spirits to the island, and when they get there, there's total silence the next day. What this bad spirits usually do is just to leave the island for another year. So that's basically the concept of Nyepi Day. So the Ogo Ogos, they're really scary looking monsters and figurines, or I mean statues. So that's why what they usually do is they represent evil spirits or negative energies in our lives, and then and at the end of the day, what they do is they burn these Ogo-Ogos to represent purification. So actually, we didn't see any Ogo-Ogos get burned that night when we saw it, but I think it's because the parade was on the streets. So and there's a lot of people. So I don't know. That's not a good idea to burn something with a lot of people in a very tight space. So it would be cool to see one, but unfortunately we didn't see any. Also, there were these grass baskets called chanang sari. So they're like baskets filled with fruits, flowers, what else? Incense and other things. So it's kind of like a way of saying thank you, like to the divine forces. So in this video, I'll explain in order the Melasti, the Ogo Ogo Parade, and Nyepi Day itself, because these ceremonies succeed one after the other. So you get a better understanding of how this holiday works for the Balinese peoples. But to put it in summary, Nyepi Day, Day of Silence, is basically their new year. And they start the day off, the year off, with total silence and no lights. Well, some minimal lights, because I mean there's some tourists like us who go there. I mean but we still have to respect the culture by not going out on the streets at all, but just staying within the premises of our hotels, villas. So first off, there's the Melasti. So that's like a few days before the Ogo Ogo Parade and Nyepi Day. So we witnessed this ceremony near our hotel because we were near the beach. So the purification or the offering ceremony usually happens near a body of water. So may it be a river or beach. So anything with water, maybe a big body of water. That's where they do their purification and offerings to the divine forces. So after they did their prayers, they were actually offering the chanang sari near the beach. You know, those baskets like leaf baskets with all those offerings of incense and fruits and whatnot. So it's actually interesting. Again, we were watching from a distance because we didn't want to get close. This melasti, it didn't really happen to just one group of people. So there are like a lot of different villages around Bali. So what we witnessed near the beach area in Seminyak where we stayed is actually considered one village. And then there's like those chief priests or something, or the head of the Hindus. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what they're called, but they're like heading the prayers and stuff. This melasti is actually happening all around the island of Bali, and it's per village people. Yeah, and then they're singing a lot of songs and chanting mantras, which really creates very unique sound. It's kind of like trance-like. We booked this trip with me and my wife, knowing that we'll be experiencing this holiday. So we've never really actually experienced any festivals at all, even if we live here in the Philippines. But it's actually nice to experience another country's Balinese culture and religion. So that's something really great. So on the day of the Ogo parade that we attended in Seminyak, we spent our morning just going around this place called Canggu, which is kind of like beside, not really beside, but more like an adjacent city district, which is a bit up north. So we just wanted to go around there and see the place for ourselves. It's kind of like very hipster place, a lot of digital nomads, but we didn't really see any of that stuff. We just went to eat at this place called Crepe. If you're around the area, please visit that place. It's so good, and the price is not bad at all. I ordered this food called What Up. It's kind of like one of the best sellers. And there's also this, and my wife ordered this, I don't know, salmon, bread, avocado, that kind of breakfast. But my What Up was a lot better. Well, from my taste, it was so good, and she actually enjoyed it as well because we got the salmon, her dish, for takeout. We finished the plate, but that's for another video. But I'd recommend the place. If you go there, please do. So after our breakfast or brunch in Canggu, we were just going around really, just seeing what we can do. And a lot of the shops were going to be closing that day around 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. because they're all closing down for Nyepi Day and preparing for the Ogo parade, because they're like a lot of the villagers must participate during the Ogo parade. So a lot of the locals the locals were also business owners of the different areas in Canggu and around Bali, so they had to close. The one thing we needed to do was to stock up for stuff, for food, for that one day, which is Nyepi Day. So from Canggu, we took a motorcycle ride to our place in Seminyak, which is around 20 minutes ride actually going there by motorcycle. So we just took a Gojek. It was my wife's Angie's first time actually going or taking the motorcycle ride. Mine too, but after a very long time, as it was my first time, and also like riding around a motorcycle. I didn't realize that my helmet was actually not properly in place. It was actually inverted. I didn't notice until I was reviewing the videos because I was really nervous. Not really nervous. I was just like curious, and also trying to, since it was my first time riding a motorcycle in such a long time, I was more focused on my balance and trying to take videos as well. When we got to the supermarket, there was just so many people there. I mean, it felt like people were panic buying. It felt like the pandemic all over again. That kind of thing. Those long queues, just just those long queues of people just lining up, buying food, drinks, snacks, that kind of thing. And because it's a definitely a whole day, so other people who probably live there needed to really stock up and cook lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But for us, since our hotel had like a Nyepi package, it's something specific only to this day of Nyepi. So there's already food provided in the hotels. So there's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included, but I think you have to pay at the restaurant. So like the Nyepi package, breakfast and lunch is included already in our hotel. I mean, Lloyd's Inn, shout out. It's actually a good place too. So anyway, but I think it's gonna be different in which hotel or villa or inn that you're gonna be staying. But it was included on our end already. So I'll show you guys some of these chaotic pre-pandemic feels of people lining up before lockdown. So we just got some juice, some cup noodles, just to survive the next day. I mean, we didn't really get like meats or anything because it's already provided by the hotel. So after our grocery shopping, we just went back to the hotel to drop our stuff. So it was still quite some time actually before the Ogo Ogo parade, because the locals or the hotel said it's gonna be starting around 7 o'clock. So we just chilled by the beach while we were waiting for the parade. It's actually nice because when we went there, there's actually barely any people. I don't know if like they went to their homes early to keep quiet, that kind of thing. But actually, at the end of it, around 6 o'clock, a lot of people actually started coming into that beach area with those nice umbrellas that you see in Instagrammable photos of Bali. So, so I thought there was gonna be like few people on the beach already, since they were already back in their homes, but I was wrong. So they were having this Ogo Ogo parade in this road called Jalan Leja. Now waiting for the Ogo Ogo festival, which is happening tonight. So there's a lot of people out here actually in this like intersection. So we'll see how it goes. They were not a lot of people yet, but they were people already sitting on the side of the streets just waiting for the parade. So you know that that's actually where the place is gonna take place. Come 7 o'clock or like a little past 7, people started pouring in already in like droves, and there's this the police were already there, and there's these people in black and with like checkered colored sarongs called pechalang, and they're like the police who roam around the streets, tell you to stay inside your room, or I mean stay inside your homes during the day of Nyepi Day. So that's what we saw during 7 p.m. or past 7, a little past 7 p.m.
We're waiting for the parade.
Then I think it was around 7:30 when the parade started, and then we saw so many different ogo-ogos, like small ones, really big ones, and also some like these traditional musical instruments, which a lot of the people or the Balinese people are actually making noises. Because of course one thing to really attract those bad spirits during the Ogo Ogo parade was to make noise so that it attracts the bad spirits. I don't know if I'm saying the information right, but to attract the bad spirits to come to the island, and then when the bad spirits are there, of course it's all quiet. So they just leave for another year. So one highlight we didn't really see on that day we watched the Ogo Ogo parade was they were waiting because one thing they usually do is they set the Ogo Ogos on fire, like literally. So anyway, but we didn't get to see that. I think probably because it was a crowded street, and of course there are a lot of hazards. If you burn an Ogo Ogo in the middle of the road, they're like establishments, they might be affected. So I don't know, I haven't seen one get burned that night. Probably because it's a busy street. Probably if you were burning it in an open field, I think you would see that. But sadly, we didn't see any burning that night, which was one of the last rituals that they actually do as a sign of purification, and because all the evil spirits went inside the Ogo Ogo. So the parade ended around 9 p.m. It's actually, I was expecting it to end around midnight actually, but it didn't. So after 9 p.m., I think everybody just dispersed and just went home to their respective homes, hotels, inns. And yeah, that was actually the start of Nyepi Day, the eve of the Day of Silence. Morning guys, today's Nyepi Day here in Bali. So it's actually a pretty quiet day. It's actually supposed to just be keep silent this whole day, but actually we're here in a hotel, so we're actually allowed to be able to go out, quote unquote, but just around the premises of the hotel because it's very quiet. And actually later tonight we'll be dimming the lights here, or not at all. No, sorry. They'll be dimming the lights and our rooms as well. So it just needs to be very quiet. So the day of Nyepi Day actually felt, I don't know, nostalgic in a bad way because everything was just so quiet. No one's outside. I don't know, you remember those days of quarantine, the first week of lockdown? That's what it felt like. So at least now it's in a different light. It's not like you're quarantining, to not infect people, but you're just staying inside your respective hotels or places where you live as a sign of just respect and silence. Because Nyepi Day is like the day of silence, where actually you're supposed to not do anything. It's kind of like a Sabbath day, where the only thing you're supposed to do is just reflect on the year that has happened and then your goals in the future. It's actually nice. It's a nice thought, but I actually didn't do any of that. I'm so sorry. I had to do some work on that day, but just minimal work. So in the hotel where we stayed, some of the activities we did were actually, of course, we had a breakfast, did a bit of work in the lounge area of the hotel. It's actually really nice, super chill, Instagrammable. And in the afternoon, we just enjoyed the pool, and we also had like our spa day. It's called the Canopy Spa at Lloyd's Inn. Oh man, it was so good. It was for me and my wife. That's how we ended our activity day. To just have like an hour massage, and it started out with this like foot massage thing, or you put it in water, foot bath, yeah. I'm losing my words. So that's how it started out, and then we just went to this room with, of course, 2 beds, and then we had our massage there. So it's really different how they do their Balinese massage thing, because like, I mean, we do massages here in the Philippines, but they do it quite different, and like their soft is like really hard. I mean, they say tell us, oh, is the pressure okay? I'm like, yeah. I mean, they say it's already light. I feel like they feel the pressure on. How was the experience? They gave us these ginger teas in these really Instagrammable bottles, not bottles, cups. And after that, of course, we had to take a shower. So beside like the massage area, there's like this bathtub and this shower area, and then it's just on the roof, not really rooftop, but it's just an open bathtub with a shower, and you can just see like the sunset during that night. It was so good. I recommend that place. I think we'd be going back to that place once we go back to Bali. We want to visit the place. That's what we did to top off the day. And yeah, we had a bit of dinner, but we weren't really that hungry. So actually my wife just ordered some smoothie bowl. That's it, as dinner. Yeah, it's a lot of the lights were turning off. But actually we're very curious to see how the lights or the stars looked at night. Wow, so dark. Because it was basically pitch black outside. I mean, there's light, but it's light coming from the moon. I don't know if there was a moon actually, but it was basically dark, and I've never seen so many stars in my life. Oh man, it's so crazy. I mean, it felt like Earth. I mean, we have this thing called Earth Hour, right? But that was technically like Earth Day, Nyepi Day. It was so nice. I was trying to take photos of the stars with just my phone, but I got a few shots, but majority of them were blurry. I mean, I felt like I should have brought my camera, my DSLR instead, so I can like do the manual focusing, which was hard to do with the phone. So that's how we ended our day. So wow, what an experience that was. I've never experienced a vacation with this type of holiday. So it's usually when we go out on vacations, it's hey, go to this tourist spot, go to this tourist spot, that tourist spot, and then that's it. We just fly back home. But this was something different. So it was one for the books. If you happen to go to Bali around the March time of the year, I don't know if it's usually in March, but around maybe the first quarter of the year, or around the Feb, March, April, I don't know. But it's usually around those times where Nyepi Day is held. Experience it yourself. Especially Filipinos, we don't really know much about this Nyepi Day, because all we really want to go once we go to Bali is just like all those Instagrammable spots. But man, it was actually really good, and it's a one-of-a-kind experience. So that's all I actually have for today. So I hope I explained enough of Nyepi Day. I hope it was informative enough. If you need some more info, just comment below so I can try to answer it. And yeah, thanks guys for watching, and to the next video soon.